morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I also hope that everybody is safe with everything that happened this weekend. I know Irma hitting Florida, and we do have so many of our agents there in Florida, so I hope everybody's family is safe and sound. I know, fortunately, mine is down there in Florida, so if you're in Florida, my thoughts and prayers are out with your family, as well as those that are there in Texas and those that are in Washington and Oregon with all the fires going on, and as well as California. Seems like we're having quite the month, or at least so far, with things that are going on. But with all that being said, we have a lot of things to get ready for. Luckily, with all the negative, we have a lot of positive happening, a lot of things that we can prep for and get excited for. So this week, I thought we'd talk a little bit about maybe ways to make a little more money, ways to better protect our clients, ways that we can actually start helping. So thought we'd start with a really good Zig Ziglar. I know we all have heard him 1,000 million times, but Zig Ziglar there, stop selling and start helping. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do a quick one as far as it goes. If this is your first Motivation Monday, let you know these are quick. They're 15 to 30 minute power-packed meetings on these Monday mornings that hopefully are going to give you an idea of what is happening, as well as a few tips and tricks to walk away with. So again, for those of you on the call, and there are a few that this is your first one, this is the layout we go through. We go through a tip of the week. We take a look at trends of what's going on. We take a look at our sales leaders, and we are expanding to a new category this week, as well as ending with a sales technique, which is cross-selling there, how to increase our cross-sell with fixed benefit. So tip of the week, take a look at what was happening last week. We had no Motivation Monday last Monday because it was Labor Day. We all got the email going on with AIG there, as communicated their intent to discontinue sales of products minus their AD&D. And then effective 9/1, so last week, the dental indemnity on NatGen, their level 3 is now available in states with PPO. I know there was a lot of complaints about that in the past. As well as the tip for last week, I just want to kind of go over this one again with a big screen for you, that we have added the Medicare section to our carriers. When you go across the top, our carriers there, click on the Medicare. That being said, if you take a look to the left of our carriers, there is the training tab. I would highly recommend clicking that quite a bit this month. We have so many good trainings coming up. We have, let's see, Emeritus Dental this week. We also have increasing some sales for you as far as it goes with Medicare. So we have some really good training. So go click on the trainings tab there to see what's going on in the training world, as well as the Our Carriers tab if you want to see what's going on in the Medicare world with our carriers. The tip of the week for this week as far as it goes. We got an email sent out there from NatGen, so I thought I would pop up the important ones that are going on. So big complaint that we got there. Hey, you know what? I'm selling these fixed benefit products, but my clients need those ID cards right away. I want them to feel like this is, a high value product. Well, they changed it now so they can download their ID cards. Don't worry, they'll still get them in the mail, but they can download ID cards there at the VIPmemberbenefits.com. So that option is there for your clients. As well as that NatGen short term, there is a new gap rule change that is going on. So with that, went from 180 days now down to 30 days in the following states. So hopefully it's going to help you sell those short terms a little easier. And then coming soon, they are making it so you can quote 90 days in advance. Our top salespeople, actually, one of our top sales ladies, to be very specific there, a good friend of mine in Wisconsin, said, hey, you know what, this is going to be able to increase our sales drastically. You should make this change. We listened, they adjusted, bam, there you go. So coming up pretty soon. We haven't gotten a drop dead date yet, but we will be able to do 90-day quoting in advance so we can give our clients just some expectations of costs that are going to happen. So those are the tips of the week. Make sure, again, I'm going to hit it one more time. Take a look at that training calendar. Sign up for them. We do have a limited spots as far as it goes with our training. They stop at 101. If they do fill up, don't worry. We will open up additional sections. But we have our Medicare carriers. So if you are going to be selling Medicare, you do need to go through the carrier trainings. Those are being posted right now at the AHCPsales.com. Go to the training section. So let's take a look here at the trends that are going on. So what is going on as far as sales go? You're going to notice there's going to be a little difference in the layout here because we are adding Medicare now. Medicare. You guys are selling a ton of it or starting to sell a ton of it, so we want to make sure that we are addressing it for you. So with our leading products, the short-term medicals and the fixed benefits, we had an increase in short-term medical, decrease in fixed benefit. We're kind of playing a teeter-totter game, it looks like right now. Selling pretty high quantity, but as far as goes, short-term medicals, they are leading. Again, mainly leading with that the NatGen short term there and with the fixed benefit. We have a pretty good variety of different carriers that we're leading with lately. Okay, so taking a look with the Medicare, I'm just putting the word starting there because we are starting to take a look at those for you. So with our Advantage, Medicare Advantage, we are mainly leading with UHC, but we do have some Humana and Aetna being sold there with the Medicare prescriptions. It's mainly Aetna and Humana. Again, a little sprinkling of UHC in there, and with our supplements, it's mainly UHC and Anthem. There are some Mutual of Omaha, and I know there's a Mutual Omaha Medicare supplements training going on this week on Wednesday. So if you're looking to make a little bit extra there and helping your clients that are in the higher age range, take a look at that webinar. And then with our supplements, we had a 17% increase in sales in accident, mainly leading with Healthy America. Really no change in the critical illness there, mainly CBL and NatGen, and in the end we did have an increase in NatGen PPO sales, our dental, with leading with the NatGen PPO. So taking a look at our trends, pretty good. A lot of green on the board there, mainly an increase in sales, which is awesome. We'll see how this next week plays out. I know there's going to be a bit of chaos going on, but let's keep our heads held high and make sure that we are helping our clients to the best of our abilities. So sales shoutouts, who are our sales leaders? Limited benefit, if anybody is shocked by this name yet, I would be surprised there. There's only been 1 week that she hasn't been #1 here, so good job, Katya. Taking second there in our limited benefit sales, Laura Smith, and in third place there, good job, Robert. So we have a pretty good starring sales lead. Katya absolutely knocked out of the park as usual. Laura, you did fantastic, and Robert, good job. Taking a look at our shoutouts for short-term medical sales. Leading with Wendy Larson. Wendy, kudos, 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 kudos. David taking their pretty solid silver place there, and Grammy Bag. Got the new name on the board this week. Kudos on taking bronze there in the short-term medical sales. Okay, so this is a new one for us. We're doing a shout out for Medicare sales. So our leader in Medicare sales, Brenda, taking gold. The women are kicking butt this week. Guys, come on, we need to step up our game a bit here. Stacy taking silver, and then Kimberly taking bronze. Okay, so we have a really good, strong lady lead here. Kudos, kudos, kudos. Keep up the good work. So good job there in the limited benefit sales. Great job in short term. Really solid job in Medicare. So let's keep it up. Now for our sales technique, I told you these are quick, these are powerful. We try to get you guys as quick off the phones as you can so you can get back over there helping your customers. So we're going to start talking about a few quick ways to increase our cross-sell. Outside of OAP, outside of AAP, while we're selling fixed benefit. Fixed benefits are being sold so common that we need to make sure our clients are getting fully protected. And how do we do that? How do we make sure our clients are fully protected, and how do we accurately help them? It's called cross-selling. We're going to add those supplements, right? So one of the huge things in the major medical market that makes cross-sell so important is the high deductible major medical plans. Okay, so we hear about that a lot, that our clients are just being overly exposed. Most clients do not even have $1,000. Again, we've heard this statistic a million times. 60% of Americans don't have $1,000 in their bank accounts. How the heck are they going to afford that $7,150 that we're selling them with major medical, right? So one of the things is, fixed benefit plans. The concept is with these that are going on, major medical, they can't afford it. Short-term medical, they can't afford those high deductibles. That's why a lot of times we sell clients the fixed benefits, because it's that first dollar. Plans that they can actually use. Here's the thing, they are just the foundation. Those are just the base of a total insurance, package that they're going to be getting, right? Because we want to make sure that, they're going to get that fixed benefit, help them go to the doctor, help them with the prescriptions, help them, depending on what carrier selling, maybe a little bit of maternity going on, if they have to go into the hospital. But if they get into the big accident, just like most major medical policies and short terms, they're going to have some exposure. And that's why we need to make sure it happens. Or if they get diagnosed with critical illness, there's some gap being left there, right? So first off, these are just the foundation packages. We want to put the control of healthcare costs back to the consumer, right? That's one of the big things. You have to be able to put the control back in the lives, back into their hands. Honestly, the easiest way of doing this is by adding supplements, right? You should be able to sell at least 2 supplements with any of the fixed benefit products that you are going to sell. That's huge, right? You should always have a 2-to-1 ratio. Why? Because A, your clients are going to get in accidents. No one plans on getting in an accident. B, your clients have teeth, right? Well, most, depending on where you're selling. Most of your clients there have teeth, right? You need to make sure to attach that dental product. Big thing here is that consumers, they are just uneducated, right? One way to do it, educate your consumers. Most don't know what is out there. Try this. I know we're all in the insurance world. We hate being that insurance person, when we're talking to our friends and family, but ask them, excuse me, ask them, what supplements do you know? Talk to your friends and family first before, you can really jump into your clients. Not saying sell your friends and family. Let's make a clean line here. I'm not saying do that because you don't want to be that person that's like, oh, dang, I don't want to talk to George again. He's just going to try to sell me insurance. No, be like, hey, I'm just wondering, for my own personal knowledge, do you know what supplements are out there in like the health world or what's going on with that? Ask them. You'll be horrified that they have no idea. And all of a sudden you say, I have all these really great products that are going to make sure that, when Timmy fell last week, that, you're not going to be out that much money. So one way to know is, find out, what your consumers know, and then second, educate them. How do you educate a consumer? Just to let you guys know right away, you need to paint a picture. You can't say, hey, this is how it works. No one cares. No one's even going to listen, honestly. If you say, hey, you know what, Timmy fell, he broke his arm. This is how the product's going to work. So you were originally out the $5,000. Instead, what happens is this company is actually going to give you $4,750. So just $250 less than what you paid in, which is really nice. You paint the picture, you talk about their family, they are going to listen. And honestly, this is important. Why? Because it's going to increase your own personal earnings. That's why you are on this call, because you want to make sure you have a really great vacation lined up next year, right? Okay, so let's talk a bit. So we're going to start with a few different things. So we'll start with the open enrollment here. Perfect. So what is going on here with these? We need to be quick and to the point, right? When you are selling this with fixed benefit policies, even outside of open enrollment here, so if you are selling these, you need to be quick and to the point. If you learn your products and how to explain them more effectively, this is huge. If you have to start to think of ways to explain an accident or critical illness policies quick and effectively. If you don't have that, you are falling behind, right? Think of this, go through, and I know I got a lot of emails last time I mentioned something like this. What is one way you can explain these products in? First off, think 3 sentences, because hey, maybe you're gonna have a paragraph to explain it, but if not, how can you explain it in 1 sentence too, okay? That's gonna be a big one. Okay, you need to know how to mix the fixed benefit policies, right? So what are your leading products? You wonder why, hey, you know what, I go through what are we selling every week. What are your leading products, and know how they are going to intermix with each other. That's a really amateur move by a lot of people. They'll say, hey, you know what, you're gonna get this extra $2,000 or $5,000 if you get in this accident, which is really great through this accident supplement. They'll say, aren't I already getting $2,000 through my fixed benefit policy? I'll be like, oh wait, are you? I know it sounds, kind of amateur, and people roll their eyes and say, I'd never do that. I will tell you, I have some really great agents that do that. Know how they work with each one of their policies, okay? If you need to be organized, have your system set up. What do I mean by that? What I am saying is make sure that you know who your supplement or ancillary platform is, right? So if you are leading mainly with UHC, but you're not a big fan of any supplements, and you like the Nat Gen ones, make sure that you can have them easily set up on everyone. One of the biggest things that people don't do for cross-selling, and I'm not kidding you, this sounds really dumb maybe, is that they don't want to have to jump to another platform. Why? Because they're uncomfortable. Okay, you need to be up and running to be able to do it, not the client, right? So know how to use your technology. Run through some test quotes if you need to, right? If you have to, kind of do one of those little role plays by yourself. Go through that, okay? And keep in mind, don't ever burn bridges. Leave sales opportunities open for the future. That's actually one of the really big ones that people do, is when they say, hey, once my sale's done, I'm done. I created this super awesome package. The client has everything they need. Maybe you did a really good job. Pat yourself on the back. Kudos to you, but guess what? You sold your client that accident policy because they have kids, and you sold your client dental because they have teeth. Well, guess what? 3 months after you sold that policy, maybe the client's mom got diagnosed with breast cancer, and they're freaking out at that point, and they really wish that they had some extra support just in case something like that might happen in their life, right? One of those things, keep in touch with your clients. Make sure you have a reason to do touch points, okay? So, few quick hints on how to increase your cross-sell. Let's do this. At the beginning, add as part of the services that you offer when you are setting the appointment or starting the conversation before presenting the plan. Don't spring on all the extras on them, because then you're going to sound like when people are going to buy a car, you say, hey, this is the car I want, and then they sit down with you saying, here's 150 extras that you can add for this. That sounds kind of skeezy, okay? So let them know, say, hey, you know what? When you meet with them, we're going to look over your insurance needs and make sure that you are covered for everything that could happen. Remember, when people buy individual insurance, keep this in your head, okay? They're usually accustomed to having group. Right? You're like, no, but they're shopping insurance. I get that. They do individual, but most people are actually used to having group, which consumes of all types of insurance. Let them know you're going to take a look at their full insurance needs. Again, group usually has accident, CI, AD&D, dental, all those things that you can think of, right? Your customer doesn't know what's out there, and they don't know what you're not offering. So just be very clear. You know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a look at all your full insurance needs, make sure you're set up with all those health plans that you need and any of those additional supplements that are going to make sure your family's covered as much as possible. Okay. Also, at the beginning of fact finding, make sure you're digging for their insurance needs, okay? Do they go to the doctor office? Maybe, you know, time insurance company, they have that AME with that sickness coverage. Maybe mom has a thyroid issue. CI, maybe the children get in accidents. Ask questions and fact finding to pry for those things. Again, if you're not selling dental, you're not helping your customers. Most people have teeth that you're selling to. If you want to just do an easy supplement, you're saying, hey, you know what? Trainer Dan tells me I need to have a 2-to-1 right now. I have a 0-to-1. Start by just doing dental. That'll be one of the easiest ones that you can just start easing your way into that world. Okay. So first one, let them know at the beginning. I tell you all the time, adults want to know what you're going to do. If you say, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a look at your full insurance needs, and I'm going to make sure that you have not only your, you know, your short-term or your fixed benefit, but that those supplements are going to help you and your family. Adults are okay with that because guess what? You already told them what you're doing. If you spring it on them, we are not okay with that. If you just give them an inkling that's going to happen, they're okay with it. Okay, so during your presentation, another quick hint that most people do, that they actually don't do, is that you need to blend it in with the products, while letting them know that they're separate at the end. What do you mean? Well, when you're describing those fixed benefits and short-term plans, that's why I'm saying know what your products are. If it's an accident, you know, as I told you, you already received $2,000 a day from your hospitalization, but on top of that, that $500 you receive for just getting in there, plus that discount through multi-plan, what's going to happen is if you get into that accident, first $5,000 in bills would be reduced to $250 instead. Okay. If you're diagnosed with cancer, like you said you're worried about, having a heart attack or stroke, you actually get a lump sum of $75,000 to help pay for medical bills, mortgage, anything you want. This package also comes with basic fixed dental, and this is how it works. So blend it in. Make it part of your sales process. Don't be afraid of saying, hey, here's your fixed benefit products. Stop a little bit, add in that accent, because you know you're going to go through an explanation. That's great. Bam. So you talked about the big what if. Let's talk about how they go to a doctor. Back to the fixed benefit product, right? Don't worry. They will know it's separate at the end. You can't be shady. If you be shady, you'll get in a lot of trouble. So, and they all tie together, but this package has blank. Okay. One thing too is if you are getting resistance, use the line. Well, other people who bought this short term also bought. Other people who my clients who buy this fixed benefit, they also like to get, people don't like to ever be excluded, right? So if you're saying, hey, you know what, this is what everybody else does, and they say, whoa, everyone else is doing it, why aren't I? That makes everybody think that it's going to happen. And here's the truth. A lot of times it's what's going on. A lot of your other clients are buying these accident products. They are buying these critical illness products, right? Your clients, if you know what's going to be best for them, you are the licensed professional. They've been talking insurance for 15 minutes. You've been talking it for 15 years. Okay. Another thing, don't raise the price. Okay, that's one of the things. You know, a little bit, we can talk about this offline if you guys would like to. If it's like $7 to $15, yeah, whatever. But if you're sitting there, you're saying, hey, you know what, I want to add this $170 critical illness policy, stop. Okay. You need to adjust the leading product, the short-term or the fixed benefit, so you can fit it in. You're like, what? That's going to add additional exposure, potentially, right? But what are you going to do if you're going to be raising the exposure, but then all of a sudden you're able to add a critical illness and an accident policy? Are you raising the exposure? Think about it like that. Okay, as long as you're making sure they're covered for their accident, their sickness, there's that awesome AME that has that SIP rider on it, and that critical illness policy, you're actually doing them a huge favor. You're technically shrinking their exposure if you think about it that way. Okay, so we talked a little bit about education. Here's some quick takeaways. quick takeaways that you can physically do. Everybody wants to physically do something. Make a sheet of everything you offer as far as supplements go, right? Make this nice little organized sheet, like, hey, here's my accidents, here's my 2. Don't go crazy saying, hey, I have 15 different accident products. It's called The Paradox of Choice. It's a really good book. You're going to find out why if you give people too many options, they don't buy. Give them 2, maybe 3, okay? Make a sheet. Say, hey, here's my accident column. Here's the 2 main ones. This is the differences between them. Make sure the products are different. Not that, hey, I have 2 AMEs and they're both the exact same, but one's through UHC and one's through NatGen. Horrible idea. Horrible idea. Okay, so if you're doing this face-to-face, really good idea. Or if you want to attach it to an email, also a really great idea. So you can do it, you have your accident column, you're going to have your critical illness column, you can have your dental column, you can go through what the differences of those are. So if they didn't want them, you can just make sure to add it out there and just throw it in at the end. Maybe they want to pick a bit, that might be kind of fun, saying, hey, here's our 3 accident products, here's the difference in prices, they're about $1 difference each. Here's the 2 critical illness products, here's what they're going to run you. Here's the dental products, this is what they're going to run you, here's the AD&D, just so they can go through and they're going to feel a little more empowered, okay? Here's one that one of my favorite agents does, offers customers free policy reviews and shows them the holes, right? Saying he's extremely successful, he's in Missouri, what he does, he goes, when I talk to people, I'm saying, hey, my services are free, I'm here to help. This is what a broker does. We're supposed to make sure that everything is completely covered. What I can do is just send me your policy. Send me what you have. I can let you know what the gaps in that policy are. If you're good and you've been around a while, they're going to send you the policy. A, you're going to know the company. B, you're going to be able to see it, and it's going to take about 3 seconds to find the gaps. I do this for my friends and family, right? Just to let them know, like, hey, here's what's going to happen. Here's where your gaps. Here's your exclusions. This is something you may want to do. And also, we kind of talked about a few things. So first off, you're going to tell a story, right? You can create a physical one that's in front of them, but there are 3 different learning styles. I don't know if you guys know this. Kinesthetic means touch, audio, and visual. Great pictures tell a story, especially if you do face-to-face. So make sure you have pictures, okay? If you're doing this, selling over their phone, do screen share when it's available. Pull up those brochures. Let them do pictures. Let them see that, hey, this product I'm talking about, it's legit enough to have a brochure, right? Okay, I'm running a little quick on time, so I'm just gonna run through these a little bit. So here's one thing too, if you want to talk about creating pictures, you can go through and, hey, feel free to reach out. I can give you guys these. These are just things for examples, right? What's gonna go on if the customer, this one, male has shoulder surgery due to an accident, cost of treatment, network discount, cost of clients after the discount, all the different benefits that they would receive, and here the client actually gets a check for $629, right? Another one for you, don't worry, gallbladder remove, cost of treatment, cost after discount, what their fixed benefit would pay. They actually had an AHCP product on there, hospital expense protection, what benefits would be paid out on that one. Here's the last one. So another one is example using the Triomed. I know it's our #1 seller. This is the underwritten Triomed at the 30K level. The client has a heart attack. They receive a check for $23,000. So again, you want to create visuals. You want to give them something. Here are some pretty powerful ones. Okay, go through. Feel free to take a look at the products that you have out there and create something really similar. Maybe simplify it a little bit. These can be a little intensive. Just to give your clients an idea. You want to tell a story? I get it, right? So if you mention it, make it them think about them. Super powerful if you can make it think it's about them and then put this in front of them. Because you could literally create something like this and adjust it to a client if you need to. Just make sure you're being accurate with the numbers, right? It's your admissions on that one. Okay, few things. So here's one last area to take a look at is your previous customers. You can call up and ask them how their dental is. If you know damn well you didn't sell them a dental, feel free to call them up, ask them how their dental is. Go over last year's policy and be like, you know what, this is one of the gaps that you had last year. Do you want to make sure that you still have that gap or do we want to fill it in? Okay, and compare the portfolio with them. If you have multiple products, like we talked about, hey, create that sales sheet if you'd like. The sales sheet that has the different accident products, maybe a AME and a fixed benefit product, and critical illness, you can have a critical illness and cancer, heart, stroke product. In dental, you can have a PPO product and a dental indemnity product. That's fine. You can go through and you can have, if you have multiple products, compare and educate them, right? Just don't over-educate. Only, again, 1 sentence to 3 sentences max about any of the products. 1 sentence is the most powerful you can do. If you can go through and all of your products have 1 sentence that would accurately describe them quickly, that's going to be great. Honestly, ask them how their dental is, go over last year's policy and compare the products with them. Small things like that that are just very important. My biggest hint to you, and this sounds kind of goofy, is just add it. 90% of agents who had at least a dentist saw a 50% increase in ancillary products in their first 2 weeks, so just do it. There you go. If you do have any questions on anything today, if you want to go over anything with me, feel free to email training@hcpsales.com. If you have any questions on how to become contracted with any of the carriers that we went over when we were talking about what is being sold, feel free to contact agency services there as well. Thought we'd end with a nice little quote here on this Monday. You are a product of your environment, so choose the environment that will best develop you towards your objective. Again, by just adding it. Analyze your life in terms of the environment. Are the things around you helping you towards success, or are they holding you back? Again, get out of your comfort zone, try something new. If you're not doing supplements, just add them. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me, feel free to text there, feel free to email. If not, have a great Monday, everybody.